Okay, so Torek, you find yourself drifting into consciousness. You have a headache, the likes of which you've never experienced before. But as you kind of steady yourself, the room starts to kind of come into focus. You can feel underneath your frame the kind of cold, hard stone of an unpadded floor. And as your kind of senses return to you, you realise that you find yourself inside what appears to be some form of prison cell.
Oh no.
As you kind of look across your cell, you see a kind of human man scat against the wall. He kind of sees you staring. Hey, you're finally awake.
Fuck me.
You've been out for some time, buddy. You okay?
I don't know. Where are we?
Damned if I know. But nowhere good. Name's Conrad Rolfe. He kind of offers you his hand.
My name's Torek. I reach out my hand to shake his.
So you kind of clasp his hand, and you can see that he's quite scrawny. It looks like he's not been eating very well. His clothes are a little bit baggy and dishevelled. They brought you in here 2 days ago, and you've all been out since.
So the others are here too. Are they okay?
Well, hard to see, but he kind of looks across out the bars of his cell. I can see that those two are at least breathing, and he kind of gestures to Triss and Ruin.
Jeez, I call out to them. Triss! Ruin! Wake up!
So now the rest of you hearing kind of Torek's voice kind of brings you out of your unconsciousness. You're in a similar position. You're kind of still hurting from those wounds you have received. Triss, as you kind of go to sit up, you kind of get a stabbing pain right in your stomach. Kind of feels like the rib is broken. It seems that the dwarves kind of put the boot in once you were down. They're probably in vengeance for killing one of their fellows. But it's kind of the sharp feeling of it kind of snaps you back to an alert state.
Oh god damn. What the hell's going on? Torek, where are we?
I don't know. I think they took my equipment. I start looking around my body, like, have I got anything?
So sure enough, you are right in your assessment. You're kind of in your kind of undergarments, your common clothes, but your kind of much beloved gloves are gone, revealing the kind of a scarred tissue on your hands.
Oh god! I hide my hands and forearms just under my underneath my arms, just packing them tight to my body. Oh god, I'm useless now.
How are we going to get out of here if you haven't got anything?
I don't think we're going to be making it out of this one, Triss.
We've got to try. Is everyone else okay?
Conrad. He's you can see he's kind of down in the dumps. His morale is sapped away from who knows how long. Well, they've kept me alive for this long, so I don't think they'll be doing you in anytime soon. But tell me, what they get you in here for?
I don't know who they are. They just ambushed us on the road.
Titus maybe
something
knows more than we do.
What do you mean? Is this not some kind of prison or something?
Look around you. Does this look like it's some sort of recreational facility?
Yes.
Well, perhaps I should explain my situation to you. as I said, my name is Conrad Rolfe. Until, well, I don't know how long it's been, but recently I was the ambassador to the Kingdom of Nordhammer. I was in their court as a diplomat for the Kingdom of Parfunis, but one day, walking through the streets on the way home, I get jumped and a bag put on my head and dragged away.
That's awful. So not even diplomats are below them.
I don't know. They've not really talked to me since.
So I suppose it's going to be a while before they come back.
We're probably going to get a few visits from the commandant. He does like to come down here and taunt us now and again. It's a sadistic one, that.
I can hardly wait on meeting him. Sounds like a bastard.
Aye, that he is. But just don't get on his bad side. It won't end well.
Does anyone have their spellcasting trinkets?
So, Triss and Yendon, your kind of arcane focus is are with the rest of your equipment, which is, who knows where it is, but it's not on your person.
Without those, I'm guessing we're pretty much useless.
Unless you've got material components on you, but haven't been collecting those.
Damn heck.
And the same applies for everybody. Your weapons are gone. Pretty much all the equipment, other than the clothes on your back, have been removed from you.
But are my fists gone?
Your fists, you could still. So I think it's Flurry of Blows where it says it has to be a melee monk weapon, but every other thing that just requires a key point, you can still channel through your fists. Yes.
Flurry of blows.
I think Flurry of Blows, monk's fists are counted as monk weapons, but I'm really not sure on that.
No, it just says after you take the attack action. It's not specific to a weapon.
Is there one that's specific?
Stunning strike.
Stunning strike. Is it right? Okay, cool. So yeah, until you can reacquire a short sword, stunning strike is off the table, but all your other key points are available.
Actually, while we're on the subject then, HP, because we all got knocked out.
Yeah, so you guys are kind of back up to full HP.
Okay.
So we took a long rest?
Yes. Yeah, you took
A couple of days, yeah.
You've been out of it for a while and kind of now back on your feet. It's not been the most comfortable rest, but to be honest, you were kind of in such a bad way that you didn't really notice the lack of nemesis.
Yeah.
But as Conrad is kind of explaining this to you, you kind of hear the kind of sliding of a bolt in the distance and kind of a ominous kind of clapping of boots against flagstone. You can hear it getting closer and closer. Conrad kind of goes back to his corner, sits down, and just don't provoke him. And as these footsteps kind of get close to you, you see kind of coming from the corner of the room a large man, or a tiefling on closer inspection, flanked by two dwarves.
If you're placing something, I can't see it.
Okay, not?
No.
I can not see it either.
Even though it's in the middle of this non-fog of war bit.
Yeah.
Stick it on the table, see if we can see it.
Nope.
No?
That is bizarre. Let me see if I can fix that. I have no idea why that is.
I can't even see that little beads that indicates there's an object there.
Yeah.
I could see it right up until you moved it into the black area.
Right. Hang on, let me see if I can fix that somehow.
I can hear it. I can hear that little clinking. But...
Havel, your cellmate is a riot.
Mate, the conversation we've been having.
I might have to see if I can just spawn it in again.
He is bad to the
Fucking
bone.
ruined it now. I was going to make that joke. Like, but,
Oh shit! Sorry.
Oh, sorry about this. I don't know why it's done that.
that's right. I could always say, ooh,
There he is.
Huntress.
Where is he?
Is it this fella?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Oh, you're loading him.
Yeah.
big blank card.
Can I get a loading screen tip?
You did get your loading screen tip. It was from Conrad. Don't provoke him. Okay. For the sake of this, he is flanked by two dwarfs, but I just can't be asked to.
This guy is huge.
Oh shit!
The scaling will be adjusted. But yes, he's kind of clad in looks to be plate armor and kind of red cloak behind him. It's all quite ornate. You can tell he's clearly a man of some importance. Ah, well, I see we're all up and about. Evening, Conrad. Conrad kind of backs further into his corner. Now, for our new arrivals here, let me tell you how this is going to go. That pompous bastard Walrus has dumped you here on my fine establishment, and entrusted your care and well-being to me and mine. He's also instructed me to ask a few questions. It seems that you've got something that has perplexed him, and he would very much like to know. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a rat's ass if you tell me or not. I just enjoy the asking part. But he would appreciate it if you were to cooperate. And he kind of reaches into the kind of cape that he's wearing, and he pulls out on a small box. As Torek, as you could see that it's your lockbox. It seems that self-righteous prick has taken a bit of a fancy to this little trinket. It says something about an encryption spell. Now, and whilst he assures me he can break it, given the right amount of time, he thinks it would be better to simply get one of you to do it. I don't really much care for his projects, but I do enjoy hurting people, so I'm quite happy to humour him on this one. He kind of snaps his fingers, and the two dwarves flanking him, kind of one reaches into his pocket and produces a set of keys and kind of unlocks the door to the cell with Conrad and Torek. Conrad is kind of like just trying to meld into the stone. He's staying well clear. But these two kind of big burly dwarfs kind of come and each grab a shoulder of yours, Torek, and drag you out of your cell.
I just remained silent.
As Alistair gestures, he kind of mentions that he enjoys this part, so you kind of get a foreboding sense about what's coming next. And one of the dwarfs kind of drags out a kind of a chair with some manacles on its arms, and the other kind of forcefully places you in it and fastens them. Now then, we found this on your person, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to be our first contestant.
Very well.
Can we see this, Crosby?
You can definitely hear it. From your angle, you can probably just about see kind of the back of this tiefling.
You get your hands off of him!
He kind of turns to look at you. Shh, shh, shh. Audience participation comes later. And with that, he kind of turns back to you, Torek. Now, this is the part where you can ruin my fun and save yourself a good deal of hardship by simply unlocking this box for me. Otherwise, we get to do it my way, and I have I have a fantastic day, but you don't. And he kind of, again, pulls out this thing from under his cloak, and it's kind of a rolled up bit of leather. And as he kind of walks to the table and lays this down and unrolls it, you can see all sorts of implements that look like they're for no good. We're talking pliers, we're talking kind of curved blades, pincers. There's even a hammer in there. You can't really tell. You suspect not. Well, what's it to be, my stunty little friend?
I just bow my head and don't say a thing, looking at my broken hands, a broken gnome.
Well, that works for me. He kind of moves over to his tools and he kind of takes out a kind of a scalpel of some sort. You see him kind of raise it to his kind of to the light a little bit, just to kind of check the edge on it. And as he kind of walks back to the chair, he twirls it menacingly in his fingers. Now, this is the part where the audience can participate. If you think you know the answer, don't be afraid to shout out. So at this point, Chris, you've got kind of a perfect view of Torek. You can kind of see his bowed head, and you know how to open this box. You were there when he set the spell. You can see that it looks at least like Torek is fairly determined to kind of keep this to himself.
So I have a question for you, Crispy.
Mm-hmm.
My pact spoon is the Pact of the Tome. It says if I lose it, I can do a 1-hour ceremony to receive a replacement during a short or long rest.
Yeah.
Would I need my arcane focus to do that?
No, you wouldn't, because that tome acts as your arcane focus.
Cool. I'm probably going to get myself as far back into that cell as I can. I'm going to start that ceremony. I'm imagining I'm probably not going to get it finished, but it's about all I can think of.
Okay, so you take yourself off into the back and start this ritual as kind of discreetly as you can. You've got your back turned. So the rest of you obviously have no idea what spell is being referred to. You're kind of powerless to really help Torek at this point.
Are there any, like, I don't know, loose rocks or anything on the floor of my cell?
None of any notable size.
Okay.
So, Torek, the tiefling kind of approaches you, and he
Dude, yeah!
Stop
do
it!
something
Stop
about
it! Stop metagaming!
you kind of see that the scalpel is it's not clean. It's got some blood stains, or dried blood stains on it, but that doesn't seem to have really been his priority to sterilize that. And he reaches down and he kind of places the blades kind of against your kind of forearm, kind of where the elbow is. Well, last chance. He takes your silence as answer enough, and he kind of sticks the blade in and kind of slices downwards. Gets halfway down your forearm before he kind of stops and pulls it. So take 2 points damage, and roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
It's enough. So it's
11.
Yeah, it hurts. I mean, he's applied this blade in quite a nasty position where it's kind of something important, you feel, but kind kind of, despite the stinging, you kind of grit your teeth and keep your head bowed in defiance. Okay, so a bit tougher than I gave you credit for. Good, that's good. I like that. That means we can do this for longer. And in fact, you know what? Because I've underestimated you, I'm going to step things up a bit. I think we might have started this a bit slowly. So he walks back to the table, and he goes and he grabs a pair of pliers.
Crispy, could I see Torek from where I'm at the back of my cell?
Yeah, if you were to turn around, you'd see him in his chair at the moment.
Okay, I quickly let him know what I'm doing, and tell him to just hang on as long as he can. I'm going to try and help, but he just needs to hang on as long as possible. Using Awakened Mind.
So, okay, yeah, using your telepathy.
Yeah, just to clarify.
Okay, so
There's someone in this book. Don't worry about that, dude.
So, you kind of hear Trish's voice in the back of your head, kind of explaining her plan.
A small smile curls in the corner of my lips.
The tiefling kind of sees you smiling and goes, that's the spirit. Looks like we can both have some fun in this, hey? Sorry, carry on. What were you going to say?
I just want to, while this is going on, I'm just doing, top to bottom, just trying to crawl through every inch of my cell and try and find any kind of weakness in the bars, the wall, any loose brick, anything at all I can get my hands on.
So the cell has a little bit of hay kind of to sleep by. It's not really much, it's more of a token effort. The walls are all kind of stone and you can't see any that look loose. The cement is kind of in place. As for the bars, they're rusted in places, but they're still, quite thick bars. You don't know how far that rust goes. But the tiefling kind of draws closer to Torek, pincers in hand, and he kind of slides them underneath the fingernail of your kind of right middle finger.
Titus is just going to start smashing the iron of the bars to try and get out.
Okay, roll me a strength check, please.
That'll be helpful.
It's 10.
So you kind of pound on these bars. They don't give. They're kind of firmly lodged into this stone. The one of the dwarfs kind of wanders over and he kind of very quickly puts the shaft of his axe through the vine, kind of a quick blow to your stomach, and you kind of feel the wind kind of knocked out of you.
I'm going to try and grab him.
Dexterity, please.
It's 18.
Not quite. You kind of get your fingers kind of on the axe, but he pulls it away before you can really get a grip on it. And he kind of steps back and realizes that it probably wasn't such a great idea.
You coward! Let me out of here and I'll show you how to use that axe.
Or, alternatively, you stay in there and eat shit.
Titus, I would advise against getting on the bad side of this gentleman. I would like to take Conrad's advice.
So, whilst this is going on, the pincer is kind of worked its way underneath the middle finger nail of your left hand, Torek, and you kind of breathe in. And with a sharp yank, he kind of pulls it out. It hurts a lot. Constitution saving throw, please.
Yes, sir. That'll be a 15 this time.
You kind of bite your tongue a little bit, but you kind of remain strong. You see a tiefling. He kind of admires this fingernail for a while. He pulls out a little bag, like a little pouch almost, from kind of around his neck. You see it is actually on a necklace, and he opens it and he kind of puts this nail in, kind of closes it and shakes it. You hear there seems to be quite a few in there. Well, I always like to take the first one as a bit of a trophy. It's fond memories and lonely nights, that kind of thing. Now, how about we move on to something a little bit different? It seems that, you're not responding as well as I would have liked to the more basic tools, so how about we take this up a level? And again, he goes back, and you see this time he just isn't messing around. He kind of pulls out a pair of clippers. He kind of, to emphasize his points, kind of snaps them open and closed for a bit, and you can see that this is quite a sharp blade in what appears to be a finger-sized hole.
Roland grabs hold of the bars of Estelle and starts rattling them. Says, just shouts out, "Leave him be!"
Oh, my good man, if he wants to be let be, he would just tell me. Therefore, I think the fact that he hasn't means we're having a swimming time. So why don't you sit down quietly and let the grown-ups do the talking? And, he turns his back. You can tell he's quite smug. He's used to being in this kind of position of absolute control. Tarek, the thought of Triss getting her book is starting to become quite little solace at this point. An hour's a long time. And you see him draw closer, and he kind of sits down and he squats in front of you. He says, "Now then, really fun part starts now, but going to give you another chance to get out. Just open the box. We can be done. You can go back in your nice, lovely cell. You can have a sit down. Hell, you know what? I'll even bring you a mug of ale."
I can't open it.
Ah, well, that's a shame, but I'll be honest, I'd hoped you'd say that. And he kind of slots your right kind of index finger kind of up to the second knuckle into this slice.
I'm going to try my best not to scream.
The pain is white hot. You just have never experienced the agony that you're in now. To your horror, you hear it first, but the kind of a thud as your finger drops to the floor. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please, and also take 5 damage.
Ooh, that rolled off the 20 to the 4. That is an 8.
Okay, so Tarek, at this point, you just break down and cry. The agony is overwhelming at this point. You held out, but this is too much. The tiefling kind of sees that you're in this kind of almost breakdown state, and why do they always break so easily? I wish I'd bring you someone less fragile. Oh well, there's always tomorrow. He gestures to the dwarves. They kind of unstrap you from this chair and kind of toss you back in your cell. And the door locks
as he is trying to lift me out the chair, I'd like to fake falling into the table and try and steal one of his tools.
Yes,
or are they quite far away?
You could probably try. It'll be about 5 foot. I think first I'll get you a sleight of hand, please, to try and grab it.
All right. 18.
So you managed to kind of swipe a tool from this table. Now roll me a stealth check to see if he noticed.
19!
So you kind of managed to get this tool off the table and kind of up your shirt sleeve before the dwarf kind of manages to grab you, and you kind of keep it hidden and then kind of pressed against your chest as you're thrown back into your cell. So the tiefling leaves with his dwarfs, and he leaves his tools there. You can tell he's probably anticipating coming back at some other point to kind of continue with this. But as you kind of fall back in, you see that Conrad has kind of ripped off part of his shirt, kind of comes to your aid. He kind of ties it around kind of the bleeding forearm you've got, and tears another bit off his kind of very rough and deteriorating shorts to kind of tie up the stump. It's far from ideal, and it's sure as hell not sterile, but the bleeding has at least kind of been staunched.
Okay, I'll how many fingers is Conrad missing?
Conrad, you can see he's not actually missing any fingers, as far as you can see, assuming he started with 10.
Does he have any signs of injury on his person at all?
No, not that you can see.
Oh.
Oh, I'm very suspicious of that.
Well, you did well to hold out as long as you did. I cracked too early, I'm afraid. I'll admit I'm of the squeamish sort.
I just look up to him with a pale face and just go, "You're with him, aren't you?"
With him?
Get away from me! And I crawl back to this corner over here.
He kind of looks a bit confused, but he kind of understands that you might not be quite with it at the moment, having just gone through a fairly traumatic experience. So he leaves in your corner, gives you a bit of space.
You would have me believe that you keep all your fingers and I lose one on the first day. I don't believe it for a second. I don't. I will find a way out of here. Never underestimate a gnome on his deathbed. I'll show him.
I told you, just give him what he wants and it gets easier.
No, you're with him, see? I'll never give it to him. I will not lose it again.
Well, he doesn't really want to try and argue at this point. You're very agitated and probably just need to have a moment to yourself. But you have now got this tool, and as you kind of take a look at it, you realise that this thing is it's not quite a file as such, but it's kind of a long, thin metal piece with kind of a series of kind of raised grooves that are quite sharp, kind of running along it. You haven't seen a tool like this before, but this is probably a very kind of niche tool set that you've pilfered from.
I'm going to nod softly to Triss to try and open up telecommunications. I do not trust my cellmate. Made me the paranoid fingerless gnome in me, but
Turned round once everybody had left, so I could keep an eye on what was going on.
Oh,
she should be in the ritual, wouldn't she?
You're doing your ritual, but you'd be able to turn around. You kind of had any stimulus to do so if you needed to.
Yeah, so I tune into Radio Torek.
Okay, so Torek, you've kind of got this connection with Triss.
I've got one of the tools. Maybe I can make something out of it. What say you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I just need to get this book back and I can be used. It shouldn't be too long now. Are you okay?
I'm good. It's a fortunate thing that your spellcasting focus should be a book. They've probably mistaken you for a wizard. But they're about to learn quite the other way.
Can you see anybody else?
I can't. Roland's in the other cell.
Mm-hmm. I can hear Titus down at the end. Is Havel? Can you see him?
Not from my angle. God, I hope he's okay. He really gave that wizard a good knock. Probably the reason he's not here trying to get the password from me himself.
Oh, thank God. Hopefully we've got some time.
Whatever you do, not even in your thoughts, do not utter the password. Understood?
I will forget it as best as I can. Your cellmate, do you think he's going to attack you? Are you okay?
I don't know. He seems to be eager for me to give the information over, but I will not give it over so easily. My life. It's my life. What's
Hopefully
a finger
we'll
against
have to
a
do that
life?
again.
I don't care if he takes my manhood, all of my fingers and my toes. I will
Yeah,
never
let's hope it
yield.
doesn't go that far, Torek. Just one finger would be enough. Crispy, also, awakened mind. It says communication, touching mind. Is it just words that people choose to transfer, or can I read people's minds?
I think it would be chosen words because mind reading is a separate spell.
Cool. All right.
There you go.
That's okay then. Thank you.
No problem. So, Titus, you've obviously been kind of hit as well by this dwarf, and you came close to getting his axe. It's quite a frustrating thing being so powerless to help your friends. You've been in this situation once before, being kind of forced to watch while bad things happen. As for kind of the rest of you, you end on, whilst you've obviously tried to calm Titus a little bit, without your spellcasting focus, you two are powerless in this situation. But the time kind of goes by and nobody seems to come back. The tiefling seems to have had his fill for a while. So Triss, you complete this ritual, and as you sit kneeling on the floor, the kind of flagstone in front of you, kind of you see the edges where the cement is kind of start to glow with a kind of an ominous kind of greeny black, and you could swear that you could see the stone itself kind of start to bubble, and kind of from this bubbling mass a book appears, leather bound. It looks quite weathered, but as you reach to grab it, you realise that the stone it came out of is still a solid mass. But you have your tome now.
Could have sworn it was bigger, but works. Cool. I yell. Well, actually, I don't yell because I think that would echo quite a lot. I speak loudly enough that I hope that everyone at the end can hear. Guys, are we ready to start trying to get out of here?
You have a plan?
Maybe we
got a
should
plan.
take care of Conrad first.
Conrad looks up nervously. I just bandaged your wounds. What are you doing?
We'll just maybe not jump into anything too hastily. Anybody else got any ideas how we can get out, by the way? I'm not totally sure how well it's going to work.
I've searched my cell top to bottom. I can't find any weaknesses.
Yeah, so here's my one. Crispy. Clearly, I have a good friend Reginald with me. Obviously, during this time, I would have searched him. Would there be anything on this wonderful corpse?
You can see there are some kind of tattered rags kind of on his skeleton that were presumably his clothes. It seems that like when Reginald kind of bit the proverbial dust, they just left him in there.
Yeah, wonderful. Second question. Have fingers been made into lockpicks?
Fingers be made into lockpicks. The finger is not a single bone. There are many of them, and they are each quite small. So,
There would be things like tendons or something that's still attached. Depends on how long it's been there. Never mind.
Can you still see magic?
Oh shit, yeah, I can. Detect magic. Let's have a look.
It is Conrad magic. If he is, he's gonna get it. Gonna stab him with
Okay. Is he magic? Is there anything going on?
Not
Doors of the
that
cell.
you can detect. There's no kind of traces of magic on Conrad.
Cool. And the doors of the cells. Is there anything funky going on there?
The doors of the cells, no, they just seem to be kind of regular, kind of iron cell doors.
Right. I'm gonna try because one of the things that's part of my tome is produce flame. So I'm gonna produce flame, and I'm gonna try and get it underneath the lock and just try and superheat the lock, and see if there's maybe some way of shoving it or something like that.
You're just gonna melt the tumblers out.
I'm gonna try. I've also got Ray of Frost, so I was thinking of maybe trying to superheat it and then see if that would make it crack.
Okay, so you kind of produce flame underneath it. You can see that there's a lot of iron here. It's going to take a kind of significant amount of time to heat it. But as you kind of have Torek to keep a lookout for you, you can't keep this flame underneath it, and the iron does start to kind of glow a kind of dull red around the lock. It doesn't seem to be at risk of melting, but you can tell that it is certainly very hot.
Could I give it a shove, or yeah, I'm gonna hit it with some Ray of Frost.
Okay, so you hit it with Ray of Frost. The kind of ray impacts again on this kind of red hot lock, and you can kind of immediately hear the kind of hiss and sizzle as this frost is kind of very quickly melted and evaporated into steam. You're quite glad that you were standing back because it's quite a violent reaction. As you look at the iron, you can see that it has now cooled quite quickly, but you can't see any major defects in it. If it had been steel, you might have, but iron has a very low carbon content, so quenching it doesn't really make it brittle.
I'm going to go back to heating it. That's all we've got.
The downside of the DM knowing his forging.
Knowing his metallurgy.
One eternity later.
While she's doing that... Sorry.
Can anybody see any keys anywhere? Is there anything visible in the passage in between the cells?
So visible in the cells to you is this table that has the kind of toolkit on.
Oh bollocks! I'm going to use Mage Hand, and I'm going to bring that toolkit to myself.
The toolkit is more than £5, so no, you're not.
£10. What? Carry more than £10.
Is it?
Yeah.
Level 5. It may well be. Let me check.
Can't carry more than £10. Yeah, it's just a basic cantrip, £10.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was £5. Yeah. So you grab the toolkit and you over to your cell door.
Yeah. Is there anything in there that would be immediately obvious that I could use?
So you can see that there are kind of a lot of tools here, but their purpose is clearly to inflict injury and pain. So you've got the kind of the clippers, the pincers. There's a kind of what looks to be a bone saw in there.
Okay, I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna go. What's in the toolkit? Tell me the contents.
I'm just going to send it over to Torek. Torek can use it probably better than I can. The Mage Hand delivers him the package of tools.
So
that's so sick, though.
So Torek, this toolkit is kind of quickly deposited in front of your cell, and you can see that these tools—they're not the tools you as a tinkerer would be accustomed to.
No,
as I've said, they're kind of a very specialist set, made for not creation rather just destruction.
However, I believe it is an alchemical trait to be able to turn a toolkit into a different toolkit. Don't know if I need Tinkerer's tools initially. I'm just checking that on my sheet. Ah, you fucking bastard. With Tinkerer's tools in hand, you can magically create an artisan toolkit. Right.
So you're not going to be able to get what you want from this, but it's better than nothing.
It is better than nothing. Maybe I can make something out of this.
Could I potentially take the bone saw back and try and use that to cut some bars?
Yeah, you can do. So you kind of
brings just the bone saw back.
You remove the bone saw, and you can see that the teeth on it are kind of quite small, but they're quite sharp. So you kind of get to work on one of these bars, and the corrosion is kind of set in quite deep. So the first few millimeters of the bar give quite easily, but as the tool kind of bites into it, it kind of finds iron underneath.
Crispy.
I don't like the sound of that. Where's this going?
So, turns out I don't need Tinkerer's tools to cast spells. Or Thieves' tools. Would you count this toolkit as a artisan's toolkit?
I mean, the torturer definitely views his work as an art form, so yeah, I suppose it'd probably be artisan tools. But anyway, Triss, you kind of managed to get through the top of one of these bars. As you go to kind of start work on the bottom, you notice that the kind of teeth on this saw are pretty much blunted now. They've been used for a purpose, but they weren't really designed for. You get going on the second one, but you can see that you're not really making much progress. But the bar is kind of free at the top, so with a bit of leverage, who knows?
Okay. Can I try giving it a shove? My strength isn't much, but I think at this
check,
stage...
Please. We've got a bit of background music.
Ambiance. So what am I doing for this? Just a strength?
Just a strength saving throw, please.
Okay. So that's 18, I think maybe -1, 17.
17. So, I mean, the bar, it gives a little bit. It doesn't come loose, but you kind of put your full body weight into it, and it hurts. Like you hit this quite hard. But kind of the top of the bar kind of bends forward a couple of inches. It's not quite enough to slip through, but if somebody from the other side perhaps were to get a good grip of it and apply their weight.
Did you know I can use artisan toolkits as a spell casting focus? Oh, this is going to be brilliant. I look through the bag for any miscellaneous chemicals that he might have.
So you can see that he's kind of got a kind of little canister in there containing kind of a white powdery substance.
I give it a whiff.
Triss, you see Torik's eyes his pupils just dilate.
Oh, it's that.
Torik, you feel hyper alert, but you kind of struggle to keep your mind on any one thing. But you kind of the sensation in your body is kind of amplified. The kind of throbbing of your kind of wound. It really starts to hurt again.
Mental stimulus. My God! He uses this to drug his victims so they feel the pain to a greater degree. I suppose he was going to use this on me tomorrow. Quite ingenious. But I put my ear to the padlock of my cell and begin to use the tools to try and pick it, using my heightened sense of hearing to try and hear the tumblers as I pick them.
Okay, so roll me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Sick. 17? Oh no, 16. Sorry.
You hear the tumblers kind of click into place, and the cell door swings open.
Nice.
Not sly enough for this dog.
I turn around to the guy and he goes, I'll go, you stay here or I'll kill you. Walk out.
So you got to close and lock it behind you?
Don't lock it.
Why not?
I don't know. I've got a good feeling about him, but don't lock it. I'll keep an eye on him.
Well, I've got a very bad feeling. I'll tell you what, we'll ask a random third member of our party what feeling they have for him. And if it is a positive or negative feeling, it shall overrule our feelings. Agreed?
I mean, I can always blast him with something if he looks like he's going to move, but don't lock it until we know what we're doing.
Hey, please don't.
Mimic!
Please don't blast me. I'll sit here. I'll just
Quiet,
sit
you!
here.
I love paranoid Tarek.
I'm convinced that guy was the bad guard. He is good guard. He bound my wound. He was like, oh, Tonic, you can talk about the thing if you want. Bullshit! Bullshit! He wanted the password and I know it.
Tarek, go and get Titus out, would you? Tarek, is he with Yendorn down at the end? Grab them both.
Alright, I'm just going to walk slowly down the corridor, keeping an eye on this direction.
Okay,
From the end of the corridor, just hear me sobbing.
As you kind of come out, you can kind of get an impression of what the next stage is. Seems to be more cells as well as you can say.
Oh no!
Bloodied, crazy-looking Torek with white powder on his nose comes round the corner.
Missing a finger.
Missing a finger holding
Which actually should
a
probably
tool.
have impacted in that slight hand roll that you would have thought, but never mind.
I used my other hand.
I'm assuming you probably need both, but
Titus doesn't understand that Torek being out of his cell means that they're probably going to get out of there. So he's still just sobbing like, oh, we are trapped forever, Yandon.
Torek, how are you there? How are you doing? Oh, can't believe you're still...
Torek, we are stuck.
Come, friends, we have a great escape to undertake.
And I begin to pick the lock on Yandorn and Titus's cell.
okay, another sleight of hand check. Just normal, because now I've remembered you're missing it.
4.
So you kind of put one of these tools in, and you kind of hear it snap, and you try and fish it out, but it seems kind of that it's wedged in this lock.
Whoops! He's going to be so mad, isn't he? Come to think of it, he's probably going to notice one of his tools are missing and come back sooner. Whoops. Oh well.
Somebody hears that loud snap echoing from the stone.
I'm amazed they didn't hear the fucking blacksmithing of the door earlier.
Well, I mean, Triss was just heating it, so that doesn't really generate much noise. But I probably have to spawn in a new one if you couldn't see the others. So stand by.
Oh, round trip.
Spawn in the monstrous.
Who's there all along?
Trish, you are hit with a
falling dwarf. Well,
who's not very dwarfish just yet. So, Tarek, you kind of hear him before you see him, but there's kind of the footsteps coming down this corridor. You've probably only got a few seconds to act before he rounds this corner.
Okay, I'm going to hide behind this table, but I'm also going to cast a minor illusion cantrip. Casting an illusion of myself in this cell, facing away.
Okay. So he kind of rounds the corner. He kind of sees you're all still in your cells. And he's kind of going to just take a seat in the same chair, actually, that you were kind of strapped into, Tarek. And you see him kind of like just plonk himself down there. He puts his shield kind of up against the table and kind of starts to pull out a book. He starts to read it. Now,
as a minor action, I'm going to have the illusion cantrip animate and point towards the NPC in my cell, and it's just going to be like, no, because the illusion can't make a noise, it's just going to be Torek mouthing, no talk, I kill you bad.
At this point, Conrad is just sitting down, minding his business. I mean, he used to have a peaceful life in these cells until you lot showed up.
Of course he did. He had all of his digits.
Wait, he might be a eunuch.
Can I
So,
use
sorry,
the book
Trish,
that
go
I
on.
summoned as an arcane focus then?
Yeah.
So I can cast normal spells?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna cast I'm just gonna cast a sound like someone like moving like from like as far to my right as
Okay,
with minor
so
illusion.
minor illusion. He hears this and he kind of sighs and he puts his book down on the table and the shield is quickly picked up and he moved off to investigate it.
I think I've got an idea. No, I don't think it'll work, actually. My idea was to open his book to the first page and write in it something along the lines of, the gnome is an illusion, help me, or something. So he'd investigate my cell while I lock the door behind him. But unfortunately, Conrad wouldn't really be able to reach the table.
I might have a slightly better idea than that. Perhaps. So I've got something called Hypnotic Pattern. It's a 30-foot cube within range, and each creature in the area must make a wisdom saving throw who sees the pattern. And then they'll be charmed. They're incapacitated and have a speed of 0.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what kind of size we're dealing with, but I kind of want to direct this much over this.
Okay, so you're going to cast that then?
Yeah, how am I
Alrighty.
doing that?
So you've got your spellcasting focus, so really you can do it. So describe to me what kind of effect you want this to take, what appearance this pattern is going to have.
I kind of... Jason's raving. I think it maybe wouldn't be within Triss's control. I think maybe those eyes would pop back up and just sort of float around looking at things.
Okay.
Big swirly patterns.
So as the dwarf kind of returns back, as he kind of rounds the corner, the floor is just going to be staring at him with countless eyes. So he's going to roll a wisdom saving throw. What's your DC?
He's got to beat 16.
Oh no!
Hold on. Wisdom is 0. So yes, he beats it.
Shit.
What the? Did you just? Oh, someone's quit out.
Chaz.
There we go. Still there, Chaz?
Yep, I'm here.
Good, perfect. So yeah, he sees this, but he's not hypnotized by it. But you can see that he's clearly concerned that the floor is now full of eyes. And he kind of runs off. You imagine he's probably gonna go and look for some form of help.
Crap. Okay, we've got to move fast. If I Eldritch Blast the door, that's force, right?
Yeah, that's force.
Yeah, let's Eldritch Blast the door, if in doubt.
Roll me 2 attack rolls then, please.
Cool.
It's the door.
Against the door.
You missed at this range.
I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yep. So both of those hit. Roll me damage.
What's the AC of a door? Does it depend if it's closed or open?
Well, the profile would be a lot smaller than the Jarlins.
So that is, what was that? So 12 plus 5.
Plus 10 because you've rolled two
Oh
hits.
yeah, 22.
Okay, so 22. So you hit this this bar you've already kind of sawed the top off, and it kind of just is pretty much bent over. Like the first kind of 3 inches off the ground stay upright, but the rest of it kind of just curls over till the tip hits the floor on the other side. You've probably got enough room that you could probably wriggle out. You're quite a small live character, so you kind of managed to slip your way through the bar, but like this made a hell of a noise.
I think we've already alerted everybody. Who's next? Has anyone got enough room that I could do this again, or are we going to end up hurting people?
Well, considering how forceful it was, you don't know if what kind of effects it would have for anyone standing behind.
I'm just gonna go. Triss, I fucked up this door. You're gonna have to blast this one too, and run over to Roland's door to try and pick this one.
Okay, so sleight hand check for me, please.
I'm gonna stand in front of Yendorn to cover him.
15 this time.
Yep. So you kind of work your tools in, and you kind of hear the click as the lock is released, and you free rule them.
Okay.
I'm
going to
aim-
immediately head up to this corner and peek down the corridor and see if anyone's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Keep an eye out.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast again, but I'm going to aim directly at the lock instead this time, rather than just trying to blast the entire door.
Okay, roll me 2 attacks, please.
Oh, 5, 2, 3, I dropped.
You hit the iron, but you miss the lock that you were aiming at.
Shit.
So roll me damage still.
Okay. Dicey, you gonna work with me here?
That's 17. So kind of a lot of the corrosion is blown off, and you can see that the bars are kind of a lot thinner than they were. They look like they've been weakened by this blast.
Titus, can you hit?
I'm really getting the hang of this now. If I could just pick Havel's lock, like so.
Yeah, you've kind of adapted to your new tools surprisingly quickly, but the impending loss of limb does that to a person. And another satisfying clunk as Havel is released.
Because as well, from where Rulin is here, can you see anything on these tables in the corridor?
Not really. These tables are kind of bare. The cells are empty. It seems that.
Are the doors open on these cells?
You try one, but you realise they're locked.
So, I have a question.
Okay.
Havel would like to pick up 2 femurs to use because they're better than hands.
Okay, so you liberate Reginald of his femurs.
Cheers, Reggie. Thought you were a good cellmate. Cheers.
That's kind of cool.
Guys, look what I got.
So the rest of you kind of see Havel kind of wielding these 2 femurs almost as if they were short swords. It's a crude weapon, but as he does mention, but for him at least, they are indeed better than fists.
Hey guys, meet Des and Troy. Put them together, and they destroy.
So, Jason, for your use of the bones, they're going to be just 1d4 plus your strength.
Sick. But does mean I get to use my dual-handed weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So it's 1d4 plus strength. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, Torek, you kind of expertly pick this lock, and Havel is free. So Yendel and Titus, you've kind of seen this blast kind of hit this gate with a fair amount of force. You see, Titus, that this iron is now weaker than when you hit it previously.
Titus, this is your calling, I believe.
He's gonna sort of misunderstand and just go straight at it with his head. Right at the lock with his head, just like boom, right into the door with his head.
You are just literally Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Roll me a strength check, please. Strength saving throw.
Oh, strength saving throw?
Yes.
That's actually 12.
So as you kind of barrel into this thing, you kind of hear it kind of shear as kind of a bolt inside is just kind of ripped from its housing. And the door kind of swings open, kind of hits the wall. Now, a Constitution saving throw, please, because you hit it with your head.
Now you're using your head.
Oh no!
But you definitely have a concussion.
11.
It's still 11, so you're a little bit dizzy, but I mean, you've had worse blows to your head.
Like, so kind of stumbles to his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Is my finger still on the floor? Nobody step on it!
Your finger is still on the floor, but it's been a while now since you kind of had it removed, so it's not fresh.
I know, but Yendorn, is there anything you can do?
I can try my best, but it's up to the will of the gods. It's up to the will of Crispy.
So your standard healing isn't going to do the job for this. It's a lost limb, so that is going to need. I think it's rejuvenate or regenerate. It's one of those.
Okay.
But yeah, things like cure wounds, I'm afraid, aren't going to reattach this.
Yeah. I
If
think
we
I
can find my tools, I've got lesser restoration, which might do the job. Might.
I got less restoration as well, but I don't think that's.
Regenerate is what you need for that, I'm afraid.
Restoration, regenerate. Words. So many different healing spells. Have one. So, shall we go?
Yeah,
I got my head really hard.
is our buddy coming along with us? Is he okay? Torek, what are your thoughts now? Are you still thinking he's a double agent?
I still think he is the spawn of Satan, yes.
But we better take
Look at
him
Torek's
with us and
pose,
know
he's
what's
just like,
happening.
behold, a fucking animal.
Conrad has obviously seen you break out. Help! You can't leave me in here.
Yes, I bloody well can.
Please don't. I've seen all the skeletons in here. There's no hope for me if you leave.
Votes, everybody.
Roland, what make you of it? Roland, my boy. Is your microphone muted?
What was that, sorry?
I was
You
asking
vote to
you
take
your the
Conrad
opinion
or
of
leave
this fucking
Conrad?
degenerate.
What's he done wrong? He's a prisoner as well as us, as far as I can tell.
No, he's going to backstab us. He's working with them, clearly.
Well, bind his hands behind his back and let's go. Is there any manacles or anything on this table over here? Well, what did they use to tie Torek to the chair?
Those are kind of bound to the chair, to keep kind of prisoners firmly in it, so they're kind of bolted on. You don't think you could remove those too easily.
Okay. Well, we either leave him here or take him with us. It's two choices.
Pavel, Yendon, what do you think? Isis, do you have an opinion?
I does not like to see anyone in chains.
It wouldn't sit right if we left a man in a cell, potentially safe.
Yeah, just bring him along. Worst comes to worst, I'll just bone him.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
With these. Guys, come on.
Pavel, how long were you in that cell?
Too long.
It doesn't take much.
Look, all I'm saying is we gnomes have a saying. You scratch someone's back and you inherit the itch. I say he can be nothing but trouble. I mean, look at him. He's anorexic, for God's sake. Be dead weight.
So that's a good point, actually. What kind of condition is Conrad?
So he's looking pretty scrawly. He's probably been in here for a while. It looks like they haven't been feeding him properly. Coupled with what you saw of how he kind of backed away into the corner, you realise he's probably not the fighting sort.
Torek, it looks to me like he's been held prisoner in here for a long time. If he was truly allied with these people, I doubt they'd treat him like this. Let him follow along. He'll stay to the back, stay quiet, don't get involved, and we'll figure it all out once we get out of here.
Fine, but on your heads be it if he is with them. Looks like it's your lucky day, sailor. What's your name again?
Conrad.
Alright,
I'm not a sailor. I'm a diplomat.
Don't worry, you'll be sailing the high seas again in no time.
I've never even seen the sea.
Oh, I do like to be beside the sea.
So,
Jens, on a medical check, please.
Oh. That is a 20 unnatural.
You suspect Torek may be suffering from a bit of blood loss.
Yeah. I thought as much. I'm going to try and patch him up just a little bit. So I'm just going to cure wounds, but it's just going to be level 1.
Just level 1, okay? Sure, so roll me the relevant dice, please.
Yeah, so I was just checking. 1d8 plus... what is it? Plus 4 plus 3. So 1d8 plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
You heal 12 hit points.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Torek, you, other than the finger, you feel fine.
Thank you.
Okay, so...
Oh, God. Gonna have to make myself some kind of replacement finger. Though, now the blood is going back to my head, maybe it could be an opportunity to enhance myself. Or perhaps some hidden tools in there or something.
Titus is going to pull a leg off the table here.
Okay, so...
I didn't think of that, that's so good!
So, Conrad has a club.
Titus, you kind of rip this table out. It kind of gives quite easily. It's not a particularly well built table. you now have this club. Again, it's going to be a 1d4 plus your strength because it's improvised, but it's still probably going to be able to deliver a bit of a blow.
This will be good for splatting dwarves.
Oh, very good. I suppose next we'll be using the shit buckets as helmets.
Ooh, good idea.
I've just made a mistake, haven't I?
So the cells were not equipped with shit buckets. They clearly didn't particularly care much for sanitation of prisoners in here.
Rulin, can you see anything down that corridor?
Well, it's been keeping an eye out. Has he seen anything yet? Or?
So nobody's come back just yet.
There's no sign of anyone yet, but I doubt that guard will be long before he's back.
Does this place have any windows?
No, it does not.
Oh no.
So, what's the verdict of Conrad? We bringing him along?
Yes.
I'm afraid so.
So he kind of timidly follows back of the group. Ruben, go on,
Let's keep him in the middle. Let's keep him in the middle.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we'll start slowly, carefully making his way down the corridor.
So, Roland, you kind of tiptoe your way around here, and as you kind of approach this end of the corridor, just stop there, you kind of start to hear voices, and you kind of get to a kind of little fork in the passageway or a turn, and you can kind of hear some, what sounds like arguing. Oh, you dumb cunt! The walls and the floors don't have eyes. They've never had eyes, they never will have eyes, so lay off the whiskey and do your damn job. Or else we'll all be stuck scrubbing latrines until the end of time. You know what Alistair's like if we don't do our jobs. I'm not fucking with you. But I blinked and everything. It was creepy. I've never seen naught like it. It seems that this one has not really had much luck summoning help from his allies. They're quite unwilling to believe the story he's spinning.
Okay.
But they haven't noticed. They're kind of caught up in their discussion.
Do we all sneak out into the corridor? I think probably somewhere near the back, Triss will be wanting to know what Rulun was seeing up at the front, if possible, using Awaken Mind. Yeah, I need to sneak out as far as
Okay. See that Rulun kind of gestures you to be quiet, so you kind of sneak around the corner.
Yep.
Oh, don't let me hold you up. You'll go first. I'm fucking useless. Go.
Okay, Havel's just gonna catch up.
When Triss asks Rulun what he's just heard, how much would Rulun tell her about their conversation?
Well, he'd probably
pass on the basic gist of it. That the guard that you tried to trick hasn't managed to get anyone to come and investigate.
An idea. It might not work, but we could try and spook them all off with more eyes in the floor. Do we want to try that, or do we want to ambush them?
It could be a neat idea for you to use your telepathy at this point and just like telepathize that one dwarf who did see the eyes and just be like, you did see eyes, go to bed. You need to sleep.
It's just screech into his mind.
I think they do have to be willing to form that link, if I remember correctly.
I think you could be right on. Check.
I'm not in a wall.
Any creature says, I'm not actually seeing anything willing. Alien knowledge gives you the ability to touch the mind of the creatures. You can communicate telepathically with any creature you can see within 30 feet. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand your telepathic utterances, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language. That's what I've got anyway.
Right, okay.
Fuck!
Now, the thing that I'm wondering about for that is because you're communicating whether he knows it's... Because he's showing a mental link with you at that point, so it's whether he knows it's you is the catch to that. No, it's not written. I think that you would be able to get... Because you wouldn't be able to put on a voice or something, because it would be like just a mental thing.
Yeah,
So I think it would probably be apparent that it was you rather than any particular entity.
Okay, so we've got minor illusion, or we've got just seeing if we can spook him that way, or we could ambush him. What's everyone's thoughts?
I've got an illusion cantrip as well, since I'm a
Go
GNU.
hard on the eyes.
Well, they weren't exactly easy with weapons, and I've got bones. So, stealth would be Havel's preference. As much as
Titus loves trying to be sneaky, but it makes him giggle. like when he was under the thing, like.
Is there anyone or anything in these cells here, sir?
There's a skeleton in this one.
Good.
That was a tone of voice that strikes fear into a DM.
Whoa!
Someone's in a wind tunnel. That is, however, behind a closed and locked door.
If anyone has any ideas, now's the time for it.
I'm just going to stay back and pilfer some more goods.
Look, you daft bastard. You get back to your post. Don't bother us with this shit. Honestly, I've had it. Can't get the help these days. He, the dwarf is very visibly chastised by this and starts heading back.
Roland's going to gesture everyone to quickly get back inside this end of the corridor and get ready to ambush the dwarf as he comes around the corner.
As we dodge back round, I'm going to put some more eyes on the floor here, just where this little section is. Just outside of the other dwarf and inside of the only other dwarf who's coming back.
So as he wanders round the...
Oh, Crispy, is there one here?
We can't see the.
We can't see it.
Can you not?
We can't see that.
We can see two here.
Yeah, I thought that was one of them two there.
Yeah, same.
Right, okay, tell you what. Let's see if I can...
Shit! I was about to be like, yeah, we could take two of them. That would have ended so badly.
You can see that one?
Yeah,
you can see that one.
This was a 2, 3, so...
God, he's got the copy-paste setup of the dwarves. We're so fucked.
Well, I just literally copied this one here just now. So yeah, he runs around. He sees the eyes again. He says, "Bye, my bed, Laurie, look at this."
Does he not have to make another wisdom?
Well, it depends because if it's minor illusion,
it's minor illusion.
Oh, sorry, I thought you'd actually cast it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hypnotise him this time. I'm just the illusion.
So the others kind of come running to see, and as he turns back to her, look there, they were just there. I'm not having your honest. They just you hear the kind of thud of somebody kind of being like kind of whacked around the back of the head. For fuck's sake! These two kind of go back to their card game. At this point, he doesn't know what the hell's going on. I think I might go have a lie down.
Okay.
I thought he was going to come and find us, and like when he starts screaming for help, the other two are just going to be like, "Nope, we're not coming this time."
Alright, so at least now it is actually only 2 dwarves in there.
Yeah.
Not 3, like we didn't know. Okay, so
Ready to creep again?
did Rowan overhear him saying that he was going to go and lie down?
You know, I think I've got an idea. A good way to trap them as they come round.
Travel down that.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 of them left now. I think we've not got much choice. We're going to have to take these guys and see what happens.
There might be one option.
Who had an idea?
I did.
Me.
Also me. But I was thinking I could just lay a trap for them using these shackles and a few of the tools. Maybe I can rig up some kind of snare trap for them.
Okay.
What, you don't think that's a good idea?
Hell will ask.
Well, I just don't know how you would do it, but then Rulin's always kind of confused by exactly how Torek manages to do the things that he does.
I'm just double checking something. Where's conditions in the book? Oh, here it is. Found it. Perfect. Right. So I do have a plan to get past these 2 anyway. I could paralyze the 2 that just stood there. It would render them unable to speak or move, so they couldn't alert anybody after we sneak past them.
That sounds perfect.
How long would that last?
Up to a minute, as long as I concentrate.
So we wouldn't have long. We could look for any manacles or something and try and restrain them.
Oh, it's a minute of just bashing her.
It's not like we're short on supplies of that caliber. Just throw them in a cell.
If we can find the keys.
Keys will be on them.
Okay.
Will they?
It's
Torres,
the best plan we've got so far, I think.
one ahead of time. I was just saying, maybe you could open one ahead of time, and then Titus can just chuck them in.
I'll keep. Let's keep Havel's cell open, and so they can have the skeleton without legs as company.
Yeah, I think getting them in a cell is a better choice, actually, rather than wasting a good spell slot.
Well, no, it would be paralysing them as well.
Or we paralyse them first, okay, because it's not guaranteed to work. That's the only problem.
Or I could try hypnotising them again, I guess.
You've used quite a few spells, so...
Oh, I've used one of 2.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so anybody else who wants to take point on this would be appreciated.
Well, don't look at me. Could rig a little something up, but it's a lot more crazy.
Okay, in that case, can I look around the floor from all the bars that were kind of shattered and stuff, and can I try and find a small piece of, like a small straight piece of iron that had potentially fallen off one of the bars?
So you kind of go back to the cell that Triss was in and see this one bent off at an angle. You realise that if you could deliver a strong enough blow, you could probably shear it off and have a kind of makeshift course staff.
Oh, I was thinking more of it's a spell component for what I want to do. It just says a small straight piece of iron.
In which case, you could probably find a few kind of splinters blown off the door from the cell that you and Titus were in.
Yeah, I think actually what I'll do, I'll get I'll pick up a few of those splinters and hold them together and cast mending to make like the length required for the spell component.
Okay.
So I've got a little piece of iron.
About the size of a pencil, but that's all you need.
That's all I need. Are we ready to do this?
Ready as ever.
Havel might not be entirely present, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine. So I get into range. Well, it's within 60 feet, so I can see him from here. And what I'm going to do is at 3rd level, I will cast Hold Person. So 3rd level allows me to cast it on 2 people.
Okay.
So they make a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, so this is just going to be flat rolls and your DC.
DC 16.
Okay, so for number 2. He fails it and is held, and for number 3.
Come on.
He also fails it, so both of these dwarves are kind of are bound rigid in their chairs. Can't see what the.
And the one thing I was checking on the condition was they also can't speak, so they can't shout for help.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can see them kind of struggling, trying to move themselves, but it's really not.
I think Titus and Rulon are going to rush in and restrain them. So quickly searching if they've got any, manacles, gags, anything that we can use.
So they don't have any manacles or gags, but they do have their weapons and their armor. So each of them is kind of equipped with a shield and a battle axe, as well as kind of a boot knife.
Right. Okay.
Just strip them of their weapons and.
Yeah, basically.
And then I'm going to take this one under my arm because he's only a dwarf, isn't
he? Yeah, they're probably not even worth your time noticing that you're picking they're quite small.
I'm going to take one under each arm, and I'm going to go barreling back down the corridor.
So Rulon's just going to keep an eye out down this way and see what's around.
This one's so sneaky.
So Titus, you kind of hurl these 2 dwarves into the cell and kind of slam it closed. And Torek kind of quickly locks it up behind you.
Yeah, and just in case they've got a key on it, I'm going to stick in one of the tools got into the keyhole and just snap it off on purpose. Just be like, whoop.
Okay, so the 2 gods, you can kind of see in their eyes they're kind of pretty pissed at this, but they're powerless to move, or they can't even curse you under their breath due to kind of Yendorn's spells. Okay, very cool.
We're doing a pacifist run this session.
So far, yeah.
Who needs those weapons then?
What kind of weapons did they have?
So battle axes and shields.
And boot.
And boot knives, yeah. So just, knives.
I'll grab an axe and a shield.
Okay.
Rulon will grab a dagger.
Sure.
Knife. Small knife? Is that what it is? Or?
Haver would take a dagger.
It would be a knife rather than a small sword, yeah.
We'll just try to find one. Does it have the features of a dagger kind of thing?
Say again?
Would it just be for the sake of a weapon? It's just a dagger.
Yes,
like a 1d4. Okay.
1d4 kind of job, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So, kind of ahead of you is another door. So, Titus, you kind of arm yourself with a kind of this shield. It's a bit small on you. It doesn't really cover much, but it's quite hefty. It feels like it could take a beating. And the axe is a kind of very comfortable fit for your hand.
So, is there anything else in this room?
You can see that there's some cards on the table, and there's like kind of a mug of ale and bread. A few copper pieces, probably amounts to about 20 copper pieces that they were clearly kind of gambling with.
Okay.
Thought they would have been paid more to maim us.
Other than that, you don't find anything of particular use.
Okay. Well, Ruler's just keeping an eye out down this corridor for now. Then.
Okay. So there's a door there, so there's not much to keep your eye off.
Okay.
On it, it's still closed.
Right. Well, everyone, catch your breath and see what's ahead.
Weapons. What was left of them?
So at this point, there's a battle axe and a dagger left.
Someone might as well pick those up. I don't know whether Harold would use any of them, but he isn't currently speaking for himself. So, before we go any further, it might be worth.
See what he's proficient with. Martial weapons. So yeah, he could use the battle axe if he wanted.
Give him a second. He's just starting to come.
If no one else wants the axe, Havel will definitely take an axe.
Titus throws him one of the axes and then pushes him the ale as well. Drinks! And God!
I don't suppose
Titus
there's any
takes the
rope
bread.
in this room, or a chandelier or anything. Maybe some chains.
It's not really the place for a chandelier. You get the impression there aren't many balls held down here.
No. You get what I mean. Like any lighting held with chain, any rope or anything like that.
Not that you can see.
Heck. Then suppose you want to vandalise this table too.
Okay. Roland will push up to the door, and is there a keyhole he can maybe peek through? Or?
So you lean down to this keyhole, and it looks like this is kind of an adjoining corridor.
Okay. And can you hear anything?
No, you cannot.
Yeah, test the door handle, see if it's unlocked.
The kind of door opens, and you kind of gently push it, but it's unlocked.
Okay. Okay, so everyone's here now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Don,
good?
are you wanting that other dagger?
I'm good with one.
Okay. I'll pick up the other dagger that's sat there then.
Okay.
No sense leaving it.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so Roland will slowly push the door open and quietly peek into the next room.
Okay. So you find yourself in this corridor with a choice of 3 doors, one ahead, one to the left, and one to the right.
Where's the door to the left, sorry?
Sorry, it should be here. There's slightly poor
Okay.
application of the fog of war.
They're all 3 doors are closed.
All 3 doors are closed.
Okay.
How good's your hearing?
My hearing's pretty damn good. Especially if I've snort some more of that powder.
Perfect. Maybe have a listen on the doors. See if there's anything on the other side, maybe.
Cool. Is there any food on this table?
There's a little bit of bread.
I'm gonna eat some bread first. I'm like, when you're doing drugs, you should remember to stay with your belly full. And then I'm just gonna dish out a small line of that dust.
Okay. So you take another hit. This one feels even better than before. Roll me a Constitution.
That's potent. That's potent.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yes, I will.
That is 9 or 10? 9.
You could see yourself going to be needing more of this. This stuff's.
I walk out near where Titus use my supreme hearing and gnome powers to guide our way.
Okay, which door would you like to listen to?
I'm gonna put my ear up against the one ahead of us. I've got a good feeling.
Okay, so you kind of put your ear to the door and you can hear kind of like hushed conversation. It doesn't sound like kind of a big crowd in there, but you can tell that it is occupied.
Occupado. I'm going to put my ear to this door, even though it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
You put your ear to the door. You don't hear anything. It sounds pretty quiet in there.
And this one?
You kind of hear the crackle of a flame, but you don't hear anything that would imply that there are people.
Right, let's go for the spooky door.
Okay, so you try the door, but it's locked.
Oh, that's a shame. Let's go for the other door then.
Okay, so this one, however, is not locked. So you open it, and it reveals what appears to be a storeroom / kitchen. And in the corner here, inside a load of crates, you can see your equipment.
Amazing!
Oh,
Okay, Ruin will push up to this corner here and peek into the rest of this room.
So you can see that the oven is still lit, and there's some kind of rations on the table. From how measly fare as you imagine, this is probably what they feed the prisoners, and it really isn't much. It would struggle to sustain a kind of an adult, really. It probably explains why Comrade is kind of so scrawny.
Okay. Well, Ruin will move in and pick up all of his gear.
Where is he?
Yeah, let's grab our shit.
Where's Comrade? Oh, there he is.
where is she? Where's Desmeralda?
So, as you guys are kind of grabbing all your equipment and kind of putting it on and everything, you end on your kind of concentration lapses, and you can kind of hear a faint bang of iron. But it's quite faint. The walls are clearly absorbing a lot of this sound.
Okay.
Do I hear anything? Has anyone come across this corridor?
No, the corridor seems to have been empty.
I'm hearing that. Apple's just gonna come back and shut this door here.
So as you kind of shut the door, even the faint kind of cries are muffled completely.
We could burn this place to the ground after we escape.
I'm
gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep the second battle axe.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I'll switch to one battle axe, one sword. Actually, I'm gonna mix it
An
up.
axe and a sword. Okay.
I'll work close indoors.
Would a dwarven battle axe just be a one-handed axe for Titan?
Well, it would use the stats as a battle axe, but it would be quite short. But the actual head would be quite large and hefty.
Okay.
Yes, that is what she said.
By the way, what's the damage?
It's a D8 if you use it one-handed, a D10 if you use it with both.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorting.
Torik's going to get really frustrated when he puts on his shock gauntlets again, and there's just a flappy finger bit.
Yeah, it's probably going to need some adjustment.
Going to kill him for this.
Okay, so yeah, you guys you grab all your gear, kind of equip it all, and yeah, back to full strength, minus finger.
Is there any other?
I
Sorry,
am sad.
was there any other like weapons or gear or anything, or was it just our stuff?
It seems to be fairly miscellaneous items of no real importance. A lot of it is kind of food or cooking related. So a few dishes, a few kind of bowls and mugs.
Is there stuff in here that belongs to Conrad?
No, not that you can see. He doesn't seem to grab anything.
Uh-oh.
I'm guessing my box isn't here either.
No, your box is not here. That is the one item you are missing.
Can we try and lockpick that other door then? Or, I say we.
Well, Tarek has his
Can you
tools.
lockpick that other door?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I suppose I can. Good thinking, Triss. Ah, this is why you're the brains of the... Oh, where'd I go? Fuck! Yeah! There I am.
The white powder seems to be messing with Tarek a tiny bit, but it's worth it for the hearing. So, Tarek, a sleight of hand, if you will.
Can I add my Tinker Tool proficiency bonus?
You may.
3
That is a 23.
You jimmy this thing open with nary a second thoughts now that you've got your proper tools. And as you kind of swing it open, you see that you seem to be in an office of some sort.
Awesome.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yes, you may. So as you cast Detect Magic, you get a positive hit. The kind of short sword lying on the table seems to have some form of magic about it.
Short sword, you say?
I've got no idea what kind of magic it is, right?
No, you wouldn't. But you would know.
Yeah, you know the school.
So,
I could identify it if you'd like.
So I was going to say, doesn't Detect Magic tell the type of magic? Or...
Yeah, it tells the school. I think you said.
yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
I have no idea where my character is.
Well,
It was towards the door.
Oh, you've probably disappeared into the black.
for a what are you looking for?
My token, when I put it here.
Oh, it's
just gone into.
It is here. Let me see if I can't.
Just respawn it.
Oh, that's weird.
You see that?
Yeah.
No.
I can see this one. Yeah, on the table, Jason, not on the.
Oh,
on the
shit,
table.
here. Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty.
For some reason, I was looking over there. Yeah.
Havel seems not quite himself all of a sudden.
What's that, Abel?
He's a
You
thing.
want to
get
get
to
weird
some of
area.
this.
So it doesn't really have a school, but it is a +1 damage short sword.
Ooh.
Anyone handy with a short sword? It looks like it'll do you some favours.
Poolin is
Is that
very
a
much.
is that a +1 short sword? So it's +1 hit and +1 damage. It's a +1 short sword.
Yeah, it is.
That's sick.
Rulin would like to take that because his main weapon is a short sword.
So as you pick it up, it's drills. It's very finely balanced. The kind of decoration on the kind of a hilt pommel is kind of set in with a few kind of opaque kind of azure blue stones of some sort. The blade has a kind of a slight curve up towards the tip of it. And as you kind of give it a swish back and forwards, you get the impression that this thing was very well made.
Okay.
On the so other objects you see in the room, there's a little dagger next to it, but Triss, you didn't get any kind of hits from that. And then kind of on the table are a few kind of miscellaneous admin items, including what looks to be a letter.
Ooh, can we read the letter?
You can. So you pick up this letter, and you see that it was dated from about 4 days ago. And it reads as follows in common. Alistair, it's come to my attention lately that we haven't been getting very far with your little outfit. As such, I'm sending Wolfers down to supervise the latest operation. We have posted a false contract to the Order of the Shattered Fang. When they send a party, we need you to apprehend them for us. Wolfus will tell you why later. I cannot commit that to paper. Do not fail me. I do not want to have to come there myself. Glory to the matriarch, Quintilius.
I tell everybody and I pocket that letter. It's coming with us.
Glory to the matriarch. They're just a bunch of simps.
Does the name Quintilius mean anything to anybody? That would be a no.
Are there any drawers or anything in here that we can have a rifle through?
Yeah, you can have a rifle through drawers. So again, it's a large kind of pile of papers. You can see it seems to be kind of almost an accounting balance. Oh, have we lost chat?
No, he heard the word accounting and then got excited.
No,
It's not in the
no, the tabletop's down.
tabletop's crashed. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't need to listen in. So you can see that this is kind of like an accounting balance of the pay for what appears to be a quite sizable company of kind of dwarven mercenaries from the Nordhammer clans. It numbers about 50 strong from what you can tell.
Jesus.
Yeesh. Okay. I probably just leave that. Tell the others and leave it.
So 48 dwarves to go.
47.
if you count the one we
What do I?
Is there anything else going on in here immediately? Kind of clear after we've had a rifle through the drawers?
That seems to be it, really.
I guess time to see what's behind door number 3.
This one had voices. Do you think I should do another line before we start fighting?
Is there anybody?
You think you should do another line, Tori?
Maybe we should send in Cornelius first.
It's Conrad.
Cornelius Conrad. I knew it.
Okay, so
Does this mean no?
Okay, so we tried the door.
okay, so this door is unlocked. So as you kind of open it, however, it creaks with a like almighty kind of creak. This thing has not been oiled, and you hear a "what the?" And these two dwarves turn to face you. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh, it was on 20 for a second. That's I'll put it on.
Oh, 19.
Where am I?
Hey, that's pretty good.
14.
Initiative?
Yeah.
8 plus
5. So I'm 50.
Plus your dex.
I'm on 11.
Yeah.
Okay, Trish on 11. Alrighty, everybody sort yourselves out on the initiative track if you haven't already.
Yep.
What did Torek get?
22.
22, okay.
Okay, so that'll go just beneath Rulin then.
Okay,
Rulin's
so
on 23.
Okay.
Rulin, as you kind of open the door and see this, you kind of leap into action, eager to capitalise on your surprise.
Okay. Rulin's gonna sprint headlong straight past this first one, round the table, and leap into action against this dwarf.
Okay.
And I'll take a swing.
Clarity should probably be in there so you don't get your attack, just to make those a bit. So we know, just so we know which square it in, because he was kind of like ambiguously placed on the cover, so I've just moved him.
Okay. And with his fancy new short sword, he'll take a swing.
Okay.
Sick.
Let's see how it does. Oh, that rolled away from the 20. God damn.
On your first hit, it would have been beautiful.
Yeah.
That would have been a mess.
That was that'll be a 16.
So the sword swings, and the arc feels great in your hands, but the blade kind of glances off this plate armor.
Okay. And well, rolling with the glance, he'll pull back with the backhand and take another swing across at the door. That'll be 20.
This one, however, does find its mark, and you kind of hit him where the shoulder plate joins with the arm, and it kind of bites through the chainmail there.
Okay, that's a D6 plus 5. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's 11.
As well.
Yeah, that's with the plus one, so that's 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay, so he kind of recoils from this, and his shield kind of drops for a little bit as he kind of exhales, but he kind of regains his composure and discipline quite quickly and brings it up to kind of protect his exposed face.
Well, I'll spend I'll spend a key point and do flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows, sure thing.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Yep.
That's a crit.
So as his shield drops, it comes in and hits him just before he can bring it back up to bear.
Okay.
And then we'll do D6 plus 4. That's 6 damage.
Another 6 damage.
And it'll force him to make a Dex saving throw or be knocked over.
Dex saving throw.
And it's DC 14.
14. So as he kind of brings his shield up, you kind of get your fist in your trademark open palm style, and the kind of the base of your kind of thumb impacts. You feel like cartilage in his nose just go.
Carl, you didn't roll crit damage.
Oh shit! I didn't, did I?
Roll me the other dice then. And he goes down, kind of clutching at his face in a fair amount of pain. So another 3 damage.
Yep. And then while he's on the ground, the second flurry of blow will be advantage. Oh, thank God it was.
Yep, another hit.
Okay, that's just a D6 plus 4. 10 damage.
10 damage. So he's not looking in a good way, this dwarf who's on the ground.
Yeah, you did 30 damage.
Yeah, Callan's just gonna let those, yeah.
and he's prone at the minute.
And he's prone.
God damn.
So Rulin
Pull up a seat.
is in there like a flash, and he just is brutal. You've seen him move, but like it's kind of it's like watching art just unfold before your eyes. Okay, Torek, you're pretty juiced up at the moment, so your reflexes are fairly fast.
Juiced up.
But it is the reflexes of the mind that I should be using. Oh God, what to do? I'm tempted just to come around the corner and be like, "Give the fuck up!" Because I am covered in drugs and blood, and I am shaking. I'm guessing it would
Scarface on them, right?
Sir, hello to my little friend.
So anyway, I started blasting. Go on, guy, go!
I'm gonna. Yeah, I will actually do it. I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna try a intimidation on him. I'm gonna be like, "Give up, or I'll do unto you what King Thraben did to his prostitutes."
Roll me an intimidation, please.
Please be a 20.
Could I add my history proficiency bonus?
Yeah, why not? The good old story of King Thraben.
Yes, that's +2. It's a 12 total.
The dwarf is kind of taken aback by this. Who the fuck is King Thraben?
I hope he doesn't realise that I made it up.
He's clearly not intimidated by that.
Well,
guess I'll use the rest to ready an action in case he moves.
Okay.
The action would be casting heat metal on his helmet.
He's not wearing a helmet.
The action would be to shoot him.
Okay. Alrighty, so
God, thank God Torek doesn't have guns.
that's it. We can move on to Havel.
Okay, so I've got sword and axe on at the moment. Is that doable?
Yep, that's doable. Sword in one hand, axe in the other.
Fucking perfect. So, first thing I'm going to do is get in there. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get in front of this dwarf.
Okay.
As I'm coming in, I'm going to use my bonus action to put Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay.
And first action, I will attack with the axe.
Okay, yeah, you have to roll these separately because they're different damages. So, yep, axe. This is going to be a hit.
Oh, wait. Yeah, so hitting the axe. So that's
1d8 plus your strength.
Plus strength, plus the d6 for Hunter's Mark.
Yep.
My strength is fucking terrible, so that's +2, so that's 10.
10 damage, okay. So the axe kind of comes crashing down onto his shoulder. And you could see that the kind of plate kind of not fully buckles, but it gives a little bit under this kind of weight of this large axe.
Nice. Second action, I'll use my 2-weapon fighting to do the bonus attack.
Okay.
The short sword in my other hand. This got +8 on it, so that'll be 16.
He manages to bring his shield up, and it kind of blocks the sword thrust as it comes in. He doesn't take anything from that.
Oh, damn it. Okay, and then attack with the axe again as my second attack. Oh,
another hit.
Fucking mint. So +2 to whatever this is. +2, so 11.
11. So as the shield comes up to block the sword, you kind of sweep the axe upwards, and it kind of catches him on the underside of the chin. He kind of leaves quite a nasty gash on his face, and he kind of staggers backwards, kind of blood flowing from his cheek.
And I am done. That's all my attacks.
Okay. So now the dwarf here is kind of stagger to his feet a little. He's kind of hold onto his head, and he's going to make 2 attacks against Rulin with his battle axe.
Okay.
Which are both going to miss. He's clearly still quite woozy from that powerful hit.
Broken his nose, so his eyes are running. He can't see.
The other one, he's
just dodging out of the way.
The other one's actually going to run for the stairs.
Oh.
Well, I'll let you, if you want, to sacrifice the attack of opportunity to try and make a grapple.
Oh, I think that would actually be a much better idea.
Okay. So it's going to be a contested strength roll. So you're going to roll, I'm going to roll, and we're going to compare.
Oh, Christ. Come on. 15 with the strength modifier, isn't it?
7. So you kind of grab this dwarf as he's running and kind of hold him tight. So he's not going anywhere.
I got myself alive, one!
And that's his turn done. So Triss, I think. Yep, Triss.
Triss?
Hello, Triss.
I'm muted, sorry, I forgot I was muted.
That was funny because you were moving your icon, explaining a plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna scooch in. I'm not gonna scooch in there. I'm gonna scooch in here. That's within my. So because Havel on that dwarf, he just tackled. He's gonna be harder to hit, right? I'm assuming that's where we're at.
So it's not actually given any extra rules for being grappled. Rules as written, so there's no advantage, but there's also no disadvantage.
Oh right, awesome. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast one at each.
Okay. So roll me for one attacking Rulon.
That's +8, so that's 19.
So this chest plate and the energy you can see kind of dissipates, kind of washes over the slopes of the armor.
Oh shit.
And the other one? This one, you try and fire into the kind of brawl that is Havel and this dwarf, but you just miss and hit a flagstone.
Cool. Alright. Yeah. Oh, actually, I've got a bonus action. 1 second. Let me just double check that. I think. 2 weapon fighting. I can't just lob a knife at one of them, can I?
Only if you'd made the attack action rather than cast spells.
Right. Cool. Yep, I'm done then.
Okay. Which brings us down to Yendorn.
Okay. So, climbing up onto a table, is that deemed easy enough that I don't need to roll?
It's not a very high table, these dwarfs, so for someone like you, that's not going to be a challenge, really.
So I'll just step up onto here so I've got better sight lines of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be quite conservative and I'm just going to fire a crossbow bolt at the one that's in combat with Rule.
Okay, sure. Roll me that dice, please.
Nope.
So the crossbow bolt misses. You kind of fire it just slightly over his head, and it kind of lodges itself in the wall behind them.
Yeah, that's me done.
And then finally, Titus.
I'm going to shoot a quick glance back here at
Conrad. Yeah, he's
Conrad.
kind of keeping himself firmly clear of this unfolding violence.
And I'm just going to stupidly chuckle as I look at him and then run through the door here. I see what's going on here, but I want to go and help Rulon. So
Okay.
he's just going to fucking barrel over this table here.
So roll me the attack dice, please. Assuming rage is a bonus action and reckless.
Yeah, Rage's bonus action, we're going reckless. We're doing the whole song.
So roll them separately.
With his double-handed axe, by the way.
With his double-handed axe, okay.
Okay. That's 14, so no.
That was a miss, and second attack.
Yep.
For damage, please.
So, 14.
So the dwarf kind of manages to look up just in time for the last thing to him to ever see is Titus flying over this table and bringing this axe straight down onto his head.
Denied a kill once again, really.
I was wondering who was going to say it.
I'm sorry. You
I thought
did
Tris was
so
gonna do
much
it.
fucking damage. You did so much damage if I just come in and just splat him. Just blast him against the wall and like, oh!
Okay, so at the end of that
He's going to
round.
use the rest of his... Oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay, now you can.
What?
As you were.
What?
Just carry on.
He's doing something! He's doing something!
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. I didn't hear a thing.
Because, the problem is I either have the publicly revealed number, or I roll my physical one that isn't very ominous because it's very quiet and people miss it. So. Right, okay, then by the end you go then, Titus.
Yep.
Okay, back around to Rulin.
Okay. Hot stepping across the table, from his vantage point on top of the table, Rulin's just going to take a swing at this guy.
Sure.
And that'll be... Ooh, a miss.
So because he's quite stunty and you're quite high up, you're quite high up and he's quite stunty, he doesn't take much to kind of just duck underneath the swing of your sword.
And as he ducks, Rulin flips over his head, lands behind him, and takes another swing.
Okay.
Acrobatics?
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, that is. I mean, he is going to. If you do that, that does probably leave you quite open. So if you roll good acrobatics, you'll probably get out of it.
That's 24.
Yep. The flip is very well executed. You kind of jump high enough out of his arc of reach because he is, as I said, quite stunty.
And as he lands down on the other side, sweeps across his back with his new short sword. And does 19.
So the sword sweeps and it does kind of go across his back, but his back is also clad in plates, so you can't leave a deep scratch in his armor, but it hasn't kind of penetrated to the flesh contained within.
Then bonus action, just simple unarmed strike. He's going to try and take a kick at the back of his legs.
Okay.
Never mind. 16.
Yeah, not quite. He manages to
15.
move his foot in time to dodge the incoming blow.
Okay.
Torek.
It looked fancy, at least.
It is. It was very cinematic.
It's about time to give him a music lesson, I think.
I come up, enter a threat, move to the side. I'm gonna stab him in the ass with a dagger.
Okay.
I love it.
Roll me that because he's only little. I'll give you advantage because he's flanked.
I'm little. That'll be a flip. What would that be? I think that's 22.
It's a hit.
Lovely. Three plus 4. 7 damage.
7 damage. You kind of hear him kind of let out a bit of a cry as this dagger kind of finds its way through one of the links of chainmail between some armor plates and bites into his flesh.
You've been Thrabened.
Okay, well, now you are still grappling this dwarf here.
Right. Okay. So when grappled, I'm assuming. Oh, I'm guessing I'm not going to be able to do a standard swing. Or am I?
So you can try and knock him prone with an action if he's grappled.
Oh, that's just so I had to swing my axes at him. Because that'll take my thingy, wouldn't it?
If you could swing your axes, you would kind of release him from the grapple.
I feel like there's enough people around him now. Plus, you know, it's down to the last one. Yeah.
Okay. So
at this point, I would want to release and just try swinging again.
Okay, so axe first.
Yeah, that means.
Gonna be a hit.
Sick. So D8, D6 plus 2. So that'll be 8.
8 damage. Okay.
And then obviously bonus action to swing with the short sword. 13 plus 8 with the short sword.
So that's another hit.
Sick, and that's 1d6 plus 1d6. That's 4 plus 5 for 9.
So as you kind of hit his right hand with this axe, it kind of bites in, and you yank your hand away to kind of pull the shield down. And as he stumbles towards you, you kind of thrust this short sword kind of through his exposed throat. You kind of hear a gargling as he kind of drops his axe and paws at it. But to no effect, you very quickly see the life leave his eyes.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Yep, cool. Combat is over.
So, I have a query. Of this dead dwarf currently in front of me, would I be able to pick up the second axe?
Yeah, you could take his axe.
Two D8 axes. Oh wait, actually, no. So I think I have a better modifier on my short sword now. Oh, it sounds cool just running around with 2D axes.
Pick it up and not use it.
I know, but then I'm just carrying shit for the sake of carrying shit, aren't I?
Sell it. Do it like that? I don't know.
I don't know. Does it work like that, Crispy?
Does what work like that, sorry?
Just was wondering if you picked up gear, can we sell it eventually?
Yeah, but because we haven't really been doing the encumbrance rules, like I'm not going to just start letting you pick up like 8 plate mail sets, and that there will be a limit. So like, if you are going to take extra weapons and stuff, like if you're already carrying 2 short swords and now want 2 battle axes, that's going to be pretty heavy. So
yeah, I'll leave that. I don't need it.
Okay, so now that you've kind of got a bit of time to assess your surroundings, you can see that the room you're in is kind of another place similar to the one down here. Tables, guards that have been kind of eaten here, passing the time. You can see that there is a kind of staircase leading to kind of a door, and then there are two additional doors that are on the same floor.
Ruin will press his ear up against this door over here and something hear anything.
Roll me perception, please.
We need that box.
It's the first time we've been asked to do that. That'll be 25.
Comes through the door.
I'm going to hazard a guess that I'll whisper to everyone, I think our sleeping friend is in here.
Why don't we give him a little nightmare?
Have we slept through all of that?
If this is the sleeping quarters, there could be more than one in there.
Leave him for now. What's going on with that other door? Anyone else with good hearing?
Earring. Yeah.
I've got a nice earring.
So Torek, you're still pretty high at the time, so you press your ear against the keyhole, but you don't hear anything.
I put my nose to the door, to the keyhole, and smell.
You get the kind of tangy smell of iron.
Tangy smell of iron. There's a tangy smell of iron on this iron lock.
Torek, is that door unlocked?
Torek, is that white powder okay for you?
Probably not. I think I should sit down. I love the expression on your character's face.
Just all the time.
So fully impressed with you.
I'm like, come, try some powder.
Okay. But yeah, the door is unlocked, but you can't hear anything behind it.
I'd like to go into that room and have a quick double check and see if our box is in there.
Okay, so you open the door, and it kind of quickly reveals itself to be a fairly well-equipped and specially purposed torture room. Torek, you realise that there was a fair chance you would have probably ended up here had you remained in your cell for many days longer. The table is kind of equipped with kind of a racking mechanism.
So I think the tangy iron smell was blood, maybe.
There's a lot of dried blood on the floor. It's clearly a room that has seen its fair share of use.
Not a good box room then.
How about this side room here? Is there anything in here?
You're looking down, it seems to be kind of like a solitary confinement cell, but it's empty for now.
Jesus. I think Torek's gonna try and stash a load of the tools that he stole earlier in and around the restraining bench. Just in case he finds himself there in the future, he'll have a plan of action.
Okay, so you kind of look at where the manacles are on this and kind of place the tools underneath it accordingly. So yeah, you've got a little contingency. Okay.
So do we want to try room with someone definitely sleeping in it? Do we think the box will be in there? Or do we just try getting out, assume that the box won't be in sleeping quarters?
I think we should
The
search
box might
everywhere.
not be here at all, I guess.
I could sneak ahead.
Well, so is there any chance that there's a flask of oil in here anyway?
There's probably a flask of olive oil in the kitchen somewhere.
Okay. Ruland's going to quickly make his way back to the kitchen. He's going to grab some oil.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come back to here and he's going to oil the hinges of the door.
Okay. So you kind of apply a fairly generous coating of this to the hinges, and you can kind of see it seep in. A few bubbles kind of come from the hinge.
And then signal to everyone that he's going to try and carefully peek into the room and slowly try and open the door.
Okay. So you open the door, and the hinge is not silent, but clearly a lot quieter. So roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay. Oof. That's a +7, so that's 10. Oh.
Okay, so 10. So that is the DC to beat.
Oh god.
Ooh.
So as you open this door, you can't hear a, what the hell? Hey! The other dwarf kind of wakes from his bed, so we'll go with the same initiatives from before. So, Rulin, you're first to act again, being on the door.
I'll shout into him.
Where is he?
Can you just not see the people?
Oh, I can see him, alright.
I can see him, yeah. On the bed.
Okay. I can't see him, but that's fine.
Alright, let me... Well, I'll swap them out. What's he? Can you see this one?
Yep.
Damn it, Charlie.
That's weird.
Sorry.
Fog of War stuff I've been using. Clearly doesn't like some of these. Okay, cool. So yeah, Rulin, you are first to act.
Well, straight away, Rulin will just shout to him, saying, "Look, the rest of your friends are either dead or locked up. There's no need for you to end up dead. Throw down your weapons. There's no need to fight. We don't need to kill you."
Roll me persuasion.
Okay. That'll be 15.
So he's kind of wary of you. Well, you can talk, but I can't promise my axe is going to believe you.
Look, your two friends in here, obviously, you may be able to see the bodies. So your two friends in here put up a fight, but your two friends in the prison, well, we took them relatively unharmed. You can end up the same way, just put down your weapons, and I guarantee, I give you my word, that we won't hurt you.
Ha! You think that I'm just gonna lay down my weapons and let you come in here and beat me senseless? How stupid do you think I am? You've murdered me mates. You're not just gonna let me walk.
Well, I suppose that's your choice. You can either trust me, or you can fight us and see how that goes.
Come and taste dwarven steel, elf.
Okay. Rulin will charge in and what he wants. Okay. Swing with his sword.
Fucking give him the shtick.
Nope, that's a miss.
That's a bed in full armor with his weapons.
He's kind of standing on his bed, so he's got a bit of a height advantage, and he spots the side of a blow.
And with his back swing.
Yeah, if he's gone to sleep, is he in his armor with his weapons to hand?
He's in kind of like his leather jerkin rather than plates.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that'll be a 17.
That one hits.
Oh, okay. Minus his plate, I guess. Right, that'll be a d6 plus 5. 6 damage.
6 damage, okay.
And then with an unarmed strike, takes a swing at his legs as he's standing on the bed. That'll be a 19.
Also hits.
And 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. So you kind of sweep with your legs, and you kind of hit him just above his left knee. You kind of hear something twist a little bit, but he stays on his feet.
Oh.
Tarek.
All right. I suppose I'm gonna. You know what? I'll just fire the boom blade through the doorway there. There's a gap there. I can just fire it down.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a shot between 3 people in the doorway. So, if you're going to do that, I'm going to get you to do it with disadvantage.
Oof. You know what? Drugged up Torek does not make good decisions. Let's just move up here and take the shot like a normal person.
Mm-hmm. It's a hit.
Lovely. That'll do d4 plus 4 damage. 7 damage.
7 damage, okay. So yeah, the boom blade kind of flies past Rulin and you see it kind of tear into his right upper thigh. Just a fair amount of blood flows from it as it kind of tears itself free and returns to you.
Someone else's turn. And politely move out the way.
Hello, you're up.
Well, still using melee weapons in hand. I'm just going to rush in and join Rulin on the other side of the, kind of to his side. And I'll go for axe first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a miss.
Yep, it is.
Well, bonus action for the short sword, my dual hand. +8.
Hits.
Tile stick. Ah, bollocks! I forgot to do something. Oh well.
Got Hunter's Mark, but
Yeah, I forgot to do that. I'll do it at the end as a bonus action. 2 + 5, so 7.
7 damage.
Okay, and same again. Swing with the axe at the end as my second attack.
Hits.
Nice. And that is 1d8 + 2. 4.
Okay. So again, this axe kind of goes through his relatively unarmored torso now, and you can see it leaves quite a deep gash.
Sweet. And before I enter bonus action, I'll transfer Hunter's Mark for next time.
Wasn't the short sword your bonus action? 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah, good point. Never mind. That'll be next time.
Okay. So the dwarf now is kind of looking fairly haggard, but he's still resilient. You can see there's defiance in his eyes, and he's going to take a swing at each of you. So first one against Rula. So that is going to be a miss, and second one against Havel. That is not going to be a miss, so that's going to do a d8 +4. So he does 10 damage, and you feel this axe kind of like answer your blow with a kind of a sweep across your chest. Triss, your turn.
Are these two crowded right in front of him?
Yeah, they're kind of. It's quite a bizarre scene, really. They're kind of stood on the floor as if this dwarf is kind of on his bed, swinging his axe wildly.
How many spaces can I move then?
Well, you've got your standard 30 feet, so that's 6 squares.
Right, so I've moved 4. Just wondering whether I can get to a side.
If you were to get here, you'd probably have a line of sight.
Okay, well,
yeah, they're just somewhere slightly offset.
I'll stand on that bed as well. See if I
so
can
you're
get
kind of
it
shooting around Havel's kind of port flank. Yeah.
Yeah, over his left shoulder and.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go double Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm. Roll them for me.
Make
One hit, one miss.
Okay, cool.
So D10 +5. So you kind of sprint in through this door and kind of almost fling yourself onto this bed, and as you land, you kind of blast this kind of bolt of energy, and it kind of catches this dwarf kind of right as he had his arm kind of extended from his swing at Havel, and you kind of see it kind of blow his arm just off. He falls down and very, very quickly exsanguinates on the bed.
Well,
yikes.
Gave him a chance.
Damn.
So yeah, this was what looks to be the sleeping quarters of the guards. It seems to have a few of their clothes and personal effects, but not much else.
Oh.
Any magic?
No.
Okay, onwards and upwards.
No box. Let's do it.
So Roland goes back to check on Conrad, make sure he's still hanging out.
Have they gone?
Well, the ones here are, but I think it's time we should move upstairs. And do you know anything of this place? The layout at all? Were you awake when they brought you in?
They put a bag over my head. I didn't see much, but it sounded busy.
Okay. So Roland takes him through.
Okay.
Okay. Before we move up, though, because Havel is fully expecting a shit ton more people coming up these stairs, am I able to cast second level? Oh, Cure Wounds to try and just bring my.
Cure Wounds, second level, sure. So roll me the relevant dice, please.
To see if I can bring myself back up, fully expecting to run into a shit ton more dwarves, especially considering there were 47 of them. So that's 6 extra health points.
Okay, so 6 extra health to Havel, bringing you up to 30.
Nice, that'll do me.
Okay, yeah, so this door, Titus, as you draw near it, you can kind of feel a bit of a draft coming from under the frame. As it probably leads to fresher air.
And it's up here.
Yeah, it's up these kind of stairs.
Has anybody been super?
You kind of cut out there. Anybody been?
Has anybody been supervising Titus, or?
Well, people have been kind of in this room here with the dwarf, so Titus hasn't acted yet.
Cool. Titus he's going to open the door then.
Okay.
As Titus opens the door, Triss was watching, and she's going to cast Minor Illusion, the same as the door. So when the door opens, we can see out, but it looks like the doors stay closed. As soon as she gets a glance at that door looks like.
Okay, so Titus, you open the door, and you can see that you're in some kind of courtyard, so you're around here. I don't know as it's going up, but it should be the way. And as you open the door, you kind of get a waft of kind of a fresh air, and it's kind of nighttime from what you can see, or at least early evening. But it's quite dark, but you can hear like really kind of raucous partying and a lot of noise kind of coming from this general direction. You can also see that there is what appears to be a kind of a large gate and a. In fact, roll me a perception.
Oh, shit.
That is Titus's best.
You even hear
19.
You even hear the kind of whinnying of horses from a stable block over here. And as it's night time and people are busy, there's no one in the courtyards, and you're kind of undetected at the moment.
Triss probably follows Titus up the stairs after she realizes that he's like all in for opening that door. And she kind of wants to know what's going on as well.
Okay, so Triss, you follow Titus up, and you kind of see the same as he does. This kind of compound. But for the moment, the courtyard is not inhabited, but clearly it's a very busy compound.
Anyone I can see down the stairs, I'm going to relay this information to.
Roland will follow up just on the stairs.
Okay.
Has anyone got any more of that oil?
What would you need oil for?
I'm going to take one of my acid glass arrows, I'm going to cover it in oil, and I'm going to cover it in this stimulant dust, so it hurts 3 times as much when I fire it at that bastard. Yes, I think that'll make me feel better.
What do we want to do, guys? Do we want to fucking kill everybody, or do we want to just make our escape?
I don't think we stand a chance against everybody. It's quite big, it's complex.
If potentially there's still another 45 dwarves, then it's gonna be interesting.
Don't go bed.
Yeah, 45 doors. Like level 10 by the end of it.
Okay, Peter.
Probably the sensible thing is to see if we can nick some horses and literally hoof it out of here.
If we can get back to Kerem, we could come back with reinforcements.
That's
I'd my best back there for 2 hours.
a good point. I mean, realistically, Havel would want to get the fuck out of here. He's been locked in a dungeon. He's had to fight his way out. He just wants to fucking leave as quickly as possible.
Well, it's probably not a bad shout.
Okay.
I think Triss would be feeling the same. It's time to go as fast.
Sure. So, you guys are going to try and steal horses then?
Horses? Yeah.
Sure. So, you kind of make your way, keeping a low profile across the courtyard. Titus kind of slowly giggling to himself as he goes.
So, like trying to keep the bushes and then fountain.
Yeah, you kind of keep out of kind of the main bit. You try not to leave cover too much, but it seems that whoever is here is quite confident that their dungeon is fairly foolproof.
Wait! Are we forgetting something?
No, I don't care about Conway.
No! I couldn't give a shit about Conway! What about my bloody box?
We'll have to come back for it. We'll have to come back for it.
Like I said, we'll go and get reinforcements and then we'll come back.
Or we can hit them while the iron's hot.
Even the hottest iron in the world wouldn't kill 45 dwarves.
There's no guarantee they're all here right now. Most of them are probably unawares. Can't you hear the sound of partying happening? Most of them probably don't have weapons on them.
A party generally indicates a large gathering of people, or dwarves in this case.
Listen here.
Torek clearly doesn't get invited to many parties.
Yeah, Torek, listen here.
Who the fuck brings their weapons? Party! Jesus.
Dwarves guard.
The guy who was torturing Torek, didn't he mention something about that box and where it was at?
He mentioned that his wizard friend was trying to crack it. That's why I've got the sense of urgency. If he's got long enough, he'll crack it himself.
But do we know that the wizard is actually here in amongst these guys? There's no betting that we could battle through all of these dwarves and kill everybody, and there could be no wizard.
There's also the possibility that all these dwarves are going to be standing in a nice 20-foot sphere. A very tight 20-foot sphere.
As opposed to a very loose 20-foot sphere.
Yeah, for 45 dwarves in a 20-foot sphere, it's going to be pretty tight.
That sounds like my kind of orgy.
My point is, our AoE spells would be fantastic at surprising them. Maybe even if it's just on our way out. Like, I just feel like we should do more.
Are you saying take some pop shots and run?
We could do that, yeah.
Or are we just going to draw attention to ourselves unnecessarily? We might be able to get out of here on our fine. Potentially, maybe not. Oh, could I cast Detect Magic?
On what?
On the building. So first of all, the building up in this top corner where we can hear the noise coming from, and actually also the gates. I want to know whether there's anything magical about those gates.
The magic there's no magic on the gates. They're just kind of ordinary run-of-the-mill gates. They're quite big mind, but they're quite mundane.
Cool.
Um,
And that building,
yes, there is quite a lot of magic in that building.
bollock. That wizard could potentially be there.
What are the chances of me finding a twig?
For the few potted plants and stuff growing in here, you could probably find a twig.
Cool. Find the right thing. Okay, somewhere. I saw it before, and now I've lost it. Too many spell cards. Here it is. Yeah, so the specific material is a forked twig. So I break off a relevantly shaped twig from one of the potted plants that are about, and using my knowledge of the box, I cast Locate Object to sense the direction of the object's location.
The object is northwest of you. What's the range of that spell?
1,000 feet.
It is not within your range.
Oh.
Oh.
Torek, I'm afraid your box is not in this location. I cannot detect it. It is not worth fighting these dwarves.
What level spell is that, Rich?
A second level spell.
Second level spell, okay.
That's dope.
Good pitching. We could.
So as you guys are formulating this plot, a kind of dwarf stumbles outside, clearly reasonably tipsy, and he kind of stands up against a wall and takes a leak. Everybody roll me a stealth check.
Oh no.
And he's going to roll perception at disadvantage, because you're all taking way too long to decide, standing in the open.
God damn it, guy.
Oh!
Only 2.
15.
14. He suspects something's up, so he kind of wanders in
18.
a fairly ziggedy line. Anybody get lower than a 10?
No, I got 13.
No.
So he kind of stares around a little bit. He doesn't really remember the fountain having a second kind of large raised bit, or that bit having blue tattoos, but he just shrugs and kind of turns back in and goes back to party.
Okay.
It's time to go. Those horses. Quick. Quiet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright, fair.
Okay.
How many horses are there?
So you go in there, and there are 5 horses, and Conrad is coming too. He doesn't want to be left behind.
While the others are grabbing horses, could I, through this door he went through.
Oh my god, guy.
Why?
I'm just going to set up a trap in case they decide they discover us and chase us.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Snare on this square here.
Snare. Right, okay.
Yeah, we'll see what that does when a dwarf triggers it.
Mm-hmm. So, Snare is set. You kind of get these 5 horses. The gates are still closed, but you reckon Titus could probably open them. He's a strong lad.
Okay, so
Titus finds the biggest horsey, and then comes over and just picks up Torek without asking him.
What?
And it says,
Come on, horsey, let's go.
Rulin gives Conrad a hand up onto the back of his horse.
Okay.
And that should make 1 each then for Yendor, Havel, and Triss.
Sure. So you kind of get to the gates with the horses, kind of who's clopping on the cobblestone. And the gates remain firmly closed, seeing as no one tried to open them.
Titus, my friend, would you mind?
Yes, I do this now.
Titus, roll me a strength check, please. You pull and pull as hard as you can, but nothing happens.
3 lot.
Willin whispers to Titus, try pushing.
I'm pushing this.
Roll me another strength check.
I should really have a sign that dictates whether to.
The door swings open with very little resistance.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's perfect.
Fucking amazing.
And you guys make good your escape.
Cool.
Also, you fought as you kind of. Oh, hold on, give me a moment.
We did what?
So, as you guys are about 100 meters out of the front, you hear a whoosh and an ah! It seems that somebody has activated this snare. And very quickly, you start to hear kind of shouts and stuff coming from compounds. And
Like it.
as you kind of get a little further away, you could have sworn you just heard a howl.
Oh no.
A howl you've heard before.
No!
Oh no.
Right, okay.
These are nasty puppies.
How are people doing for time?
Oh,
This would be a good point to end, but
Yeah, I don't really have much time.
okay, in which case we'll call it a night there. So, yes, well done, guys. That is going to be a level 6. So,
Oh, you didn't even get Charlie to say that sounds like 6. Breaking
Just
out
because I knew it was
sounds
coming.
like a level 6 thing.
But yes, a bit of a kind of use your heads session this time around. So,
yeah, that was fun.
Nice.
Wait, we're level 6 now?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we leveled up, bruh.
Oh, I get a second favourite terrain.
Do I get level 4 spells?
I can't remember off the top of my head. You might.
Oh, I get a second favourite enemy as well, which means I learn another language.
Do I want to roll for health, or do I just want to take the average? I'm going to take the average.
Yeah, if people want to roll for health, we can do that now. Say doing it at the start of next turn.
So that's
No, I'm going to
7 plus 5.
I'm going to take
If you guys update all your stuff on D&D Beyond, I'll kind of swipe everything from there to a later date.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the average there.
Yeah, I mean,
That puts Titus on 73 health.
What?
Alrighty. Well, yes, well done, guys. You broke out. Did it in a different way than I thought you would.
Oh yeah?
So,
What did you expect?
so I was planning that after a while, a guard would basically come in, sit down in that chair, read a book, and fall asleep. And I'd given you that skeleton to use one of the femurs to kind of hook the keys off his belt, but
Right.
that was like my kind of get out of jail free card for you. But you found your own way out. So
Yeah, you didn't take into account the cocaine that was in the bag.
yeah, that was a black
Cocaine.
edition.
Cocaine.
That's crazy that that you thought of that he makes them more sensitive.
So another mechanic I'm going to introduce here is because this is a big party. I think you've all done well, but I can't just give you 6 points of inspiration because that would be very, very powerful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to implement a kind of party inspiration thing. So you're going to get 2 party inspirations to be used for any of you to roll, but you have to make a case to your other party members to kind of let you use them, as it were. So if you've got a role that really needs to do well on, that would be something you could argue for.
Do we have to take it to small inspiration claims court?
Before the tribunal.
Level
an
6.
accident that wasn't your fault, you may be entitled to inspiration.
Level
Yeah,
6
I don't
is
actually do
really a not a great power leap for fucking artificers.
Let me tell you something. Titus just went full beast mode at level 6.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so did Rulin.
Spirit Shield.
Actually,
Spirit Shield. Beginning at 6th level, the Guardian Spirits that aid you can provide supernatural protection. Defend. If you are raging and a creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to reduce that damage by 2d6.
Nice.
That's mental.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now that these hounds are back on the trail as well, it's going to be quite handy that Rulin's fists now count as magical weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I now get, whenever I heal someone else, I also gain 2 plus the spell's level in my own hit points.
Oh.
Nice.
No matter the healing spell, right?
So what I'm hearing is you guys want some really tough fights.
Yeah. No, I only get my bonuses after a long rest.
That is true. You won't have. Well, I mean, leveling up counts as long rest, doesn't it? It resets all your shit. So
yeah, but I need 8 hours to make new magical items.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. But you get all your HP and spells back. But
I'm quickly hopping off anyway. So good session.
Yeah, good session. That was fun.
See you guys in a bit.
That was great. Thank you.
Yeah, well played, everybody. That was sick.
Yeah, that was good.
Ooh. So what would be a good favoured terrain?
oh, you cease and desist from jiggling the board.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Question, Crispy.
Mm-hmm.
How mountainous is like?
So the
Nordhammer and stuff.
Nordhammer is quite. It's very, very hilly and quite arid compared to the forests of kind of Parfunis and the Ilafari Empire. It's kind of much more kind of foothills. Think kind of like the Hindu Kush kind of region, but slightly lower elevation.
Just thinking of a favourite terrain for this area.
Yeah, well, that would do it.
Mountain.
Yeah, mountain terrain would be what that counts as.
Yeah. Thinking a long game here. We're going there at some point. If we're not there already.
If you're not there already.
Yeah. There we go. Sorted. I'll take mountains then.
Alrighty. Yeah, you'll get another favoured enemy as well, actually.
Yeah, that is going to be my harder choice. Trying to figure out what to go with on that one.
Blink dogs.
Oh yeah, the dogs.
Blink dogs.
Favoured enemy only works for it doesn't work in fights in any way, does it?
No, not particularly.
It's just wisdom and perception checks, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So. Well,
Alrighty. Cool, well, I'm going to shut that server down.
Yeah, I'll jump off. I'll have a think about that before next week, but...
Sure. Well, that's it. If you want to bounce anything off me, I'll be around.
Yeah. That's cool. I'll catch you just